Okay, so back to me here. Let's see. Ooh, all right. I'm going to go with one. This is another one that has film adaptations to it, but the film adaptations do nothing. I feel like they just don't even come close to the book. And then as it's a science fiction book that let me think how to say this accurately, basically creeped me out.
Okay.
Right? In a fun way. Yep. And then it's Solaris.
Oh, right. Yes. So I've seen the film. I haven't.
Which film? There's two. There's one.
Me.
There's the 2002 version that has, I think it's George Clooney.
Right.
Is in it.
Yes.
And then there's a 1972 version, which I have not seen.
No,
the 1972.
It was the later one. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the movie, as a sort of Hollywood, movie
it was okay.
You watch it and you're like, that's an interesting story. But like the book, this is one of those things where for me, it was very refreshing to me. And again, this is not a book. It was originally published in 1961.
Okay.
By Polish writer, Stanisław Lem.
Yes. Yeah.
And so it's also been translated. So I think, it was originally written, I think Russian, I believe was the original print language of it, but it's been translated and translated again. And there's I forget whatever it is, the most recent translation of it, just absolutely fantastically compelling. And basically here's the premise, right? So it follows a crew of scientists on a space station research facility. So it takes place in the future where we've, interstellar travel.
Yep.
And basically these research scientists on this space station observatory platform have discovered what they believe is an extraterrestrial intelligence coming from this planet, but they can't quite figure it all out. And basically weird things start happening, right? So it's always like ... But what's fascinating about the book is it approaches one extraterrestrial life in I think a very refreshing way.
Right.
I'm not gonna give anything away, but it's not little green men, whatever.
Yes,
in fact, I would say it's I'm trying to think of any other, I can't think off the top of my head anyway of any other sci-fi who have presented alien intelligence in this way. But what's compelling about it is how visceral the imagery is about being on this isolation, being on this space. So imagine you're this, the main character kind of shows up to the space station and go, what the hell happened? And things just get creepy and weird.
Right.
I don't want to get too much, but it's this fascinating because it also, it's a psychological thriller in that way to me as you read this thing. And you start second guessing all these things because you're living this sort of in the first person, essentially, through the scientist who's like starts to question their own sanity. Then you as the reader are trying to figure it out. Of putting all this together, of like, what on earth is happening?
But of course, I love that. It ties in beautifully with my next book. That idea of science fiction being you take a person in a situation and you put something unexpected in there and you just see how things play out.
Yep, absolutely. And it's really fun. It's just a fun story, and it makes you question and think. And for me, of a lot of the books that I've chosen, these are all books that when you're done with them, you're just like, it stays with you.
Sure.
It lingers.
It's got those thought processes going.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.